Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching. Today's video was inspired by this Dollar Tree wild decal. Now I did try to use most of it, but I also ended up using some Dollar Tree little succulents and some that I got from Dollar General. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell button so you can get notified every time I upload. With that being said, now let's craft. Alright, starting with my first DIY, I'm going to make a set of two. So I'm going to use two of these Dollar Tree signs. Mine do come from Christmas, but Dollar Tree carries these type of signs all year round. They just have different pictures depending on the season. So I was planning to use the front, but I had a really hard time trying to remove the paper. And honestly, sometimes it is easy, but this time it was very hard. So I gave up and instead used the back. So for the back, I will be painting it white. Now for the stickers, I'm using these beautiful wall stickers that I got from the Dollar Tree, which actually this was my inspiration for all of my DIYs. When I seen this, I was like, oh, I want to make a video on nothing but succulents. So that is what I'm doing. I'm using the one that has this green background and brown background. And that is it for this set of two. Now I do want to mention that I went back and painted the frames a little more instead of leaving them this rustic white. For my next DIY, I'm going to use one of these Dollar Tree wood planks. Now I'm going to start by painting most of the inside using some white chalk paint. I did leave all around the border just like that because I am going to make like a little brown border using some antique wax. Now I couldn't find my painter's tape, so instead I tried to use this popsicle stick, which I thought it was going to work, but it did bleed just a little bit. So I went back and used a regular tape to fix it and to finish the rest of the border. Since I used the popsicle sticks, I made these too thick, so these two sides are going to be a little bit thicker than these two other ones. I'm going to fix all the little parts I messed up using a tiny brush and some white paint. The pictures I will be using for this DIY is these little succulent and cactus little planters from the Dollar Tree wild decal I used earlier, which these are so pretty. Now I'm going to just leave them like that, but if you want to secure them some more, you can just add some Mod Podge. The last thing I did was add a sawtooth hook on the back so I can hang it on the wall. For my next two projects, I'm going to do some succulent planters. I'm going to start with this big one. I'm using this clay pot that I got from Walmart. It was 98 cents. I do want to show you the comparison from the ones from Dollar Tree. This one right here comes from Dollar Tree. Two come in a pack for $1.25. And you can see the difference. This is a lot smaller. Now I'm going to paint them using some white chalk paint first, and then I'm going to go over them using the Waverly Antique Wax. For the big pot, I painted that entire thing. And look how beautiful this pot looks. Now I'm going to use this large succulent that I got from the Dollar Tree. Actually, not Dollar Tree, sorry. From Dollar General. It was only $3. And look how big this thing is. Now, as you can see, it did have this large stem. So I did have to cut it in half. And I did use this wire cutter, even though it wasn't wire underneath it. Because I did remove this. I don't know what this was, but I removed it, and underneath it was plastic. Now the next thing I'm going to do is add some fluorofoam, and I started by adding a small piece with some hot glue. Now for the rest of the little holes, I'm going to use smaller little pieces to fill those up. And this is how it looks. Now I'm going to add some Dollar Tree little rocks, and then I'm going to add the succulent. And that is it for this beautiful succulent plant. For the other little planter, instead of painting the entire thing with the antique wax, I only painted the bottom half, or it's more than half actually. And then I did the exact same thing. I added some fluorofoam, rocks, and a Dollar Tree succulent. And that is it for the second little planter. Moving on, now I have done something similar to this before, but this one right here that I'm gonna make is actually going to be a wall decor, so you can hang this on the wall. Now I'm using one of these Dollar Tree signs. So I tried to remove the paper, but once again it was hard. So instead of painting over it, I decided to use a computer paper, cut it to size, and glue it using hot glue. The next thing I will be doing is gluing the rocks. Now I'm using hot glue for this, and I started by adding a whole bunch of glue everywhere and then adding the rocks, but that didn't work out as I expected. So the best way to do it is by doing it in smaller sections instead. And this is how it looks. Now I did leave some empty spaces because that is where I'm going to try to add the succulents. This one right here I'm using is from Dollar Tree. The next one I will be using is from Dollar Tree again. Now I did cut it so I can just glue them directly to the paper instead of gluing it like on the stem. This other right here is from Dollar Tree as well. I'm cutting the stem once again. Now I got all of these succulents back when everything was $1. I think if you go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's, you can probably get like a pack for cheaper. This little one is from Michael's, I think. Like this one right here is from Michael's and it was $2.99, but I got it last year after spring and I got it for like 70 cents. I just filled the entire thing using different ones that I had, and that is it for this little wall decor sign. For my next project, I will be using this 10-inch wood chunky slat that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint this using some white chalk paint, and then I'm going to use this little sign that I got like literally 2 years ago from the Target dollar spot. I have never used this. I actually have like two of these and I recently found these, so I decided to use it. Now I'm only using the H, the M, and the E. Of course, since this is from fall, I'm not using the little pumpkin. Instead, I'm going to use a little succulent planter that I got from this transfer sheet from the Dollar Tree. To decorate this a little more, I'm going to add some different little planters on each side. And that is it for this little home sign. And that is it. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comment section which one was your favorite, because I would love to know. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.